So for example, at the game dev studio that I worked at, one of the really interesting things is like there is co-development, right? And co-development is basically like a third party comes in and helps with developing a video game. So for example, Horizon. Let's say a co-developer, for example, like you have an engineering game dev team, right? And they maybe focus on Aloy, right? They focus on Aloy, Aloy's animations, the movement, things like that. And then they focus on the big things like the enemies, right? And the character world and how the world. But you don't want your game dev team necessarily focusing on these bushes, these trees, these rocks, right? These other things like these rocks, right? These bushes, these flowers. Like your core game dev team doesn't necessarily need to focus on all the small asset details. So you bring in a co-developer, but over time you work with a co-developer, and that co-developer will learn the art style, the game development style that your studio expects, and then over time it's offloading all of the very small tedious tasks to a third-party development house, an art studio that will basically build the environment. They might not build this final environment, but a third-party studio might have built all the rocks on this mountain, all the trees, all the flowers, all the grass,